Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop! Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Okay, today we're looking at a Whirlpool Duet front load washer, and the complaint is that the washer won't start a cycle. The tools needed for this repair are a Torx screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a pair of needle nose pliers. Okay, so if we go ahead and turn the control on and select a cycle, and on this one our start button is broken, so we're gonna get in here and push the button. And you can see on this one we're supposed to press and hold it for 3 seconds, and then the door's supposed to lock and it's supposed to go through its cycle. And you can see it's just still flashing at us. Nothing's happening. It's not recognizing that possibly the door's shut or the button's not working. So with our door open, we can inspect our door latch, and what we find is the switch part of our latch here. When the door closes, it pushes in this switch to let the control know the door's closed and to start the cycle. So that's broke off, and that's why our unit's not starting. And to verify that, if we go ahead and push the switch in and then come up and push our start button, hold it in, you can actually hear that that door did lock. So our start button's working and everything. It's our latch that's the issue here. Okay, so on our door, this notch here, or this tab here, comes and pushes in our door switch on the door latch. And what's happened is our door hinge on this is damaged, allowing the door to drop down. So it's coming underneath the door switch when it closes, and then as it latches, it pulls it back up and then broke off the switch. So you can see on our door here, all this play that we have from the door hinge being broken allows the door to drop down, and when we close it, it's rubbing against the bellow on the bottom. So for this repair, we're going to need to replace the door latch and the door hinge. We'll do the door latch first, and the first thing we'll need to do is remove our spring that goes around the front half of our bellow. Just use a flat blade screwdriver to pry it off. Alright, with that gone, we can pull back our bellow. There's 3 torque screws that we're going to need to remove. And then inside here, the door latch sits on a bracket. It has tabs, so we're just gonna pull it out of those grooves there and swing it out. And now we're able to release our 3 wire harnesses. There's tabs you push in on to release them. And we're just gonna install our new door latch in reverse order. Alright, so these are the 2 tabs on the latch that go into this bracket inside here. These 2 little key slots, and holds it in place. Now we can reinstall our 3 torque screws. Next we can put our bellow back on, the front lip here. And then our spring. I'm going to start one side of the spring. We're going to hold it in place down here at the bottom with the flat blade screwdriver. We're going to take up here a needle nose and stretch it back on there. Alright, so that's the door latch. Next we'll do the hinge. So now we're going to replace the door hinge. First thing we'll do is remove these 3 torque screws, and we'll be able to remove the hinge and the door all as one assembly. Okay, so there's actually this cover that we'll have to remove too before that'll come off. We're just going to use a small flat blade and pry it out of the hinge. And then on the back side here, just has tabs. It's connected to this upper trim piece, but it looks like we won't need to remove that or the lower trim piece. We'll just be able to release it here and get it out of there. There we go. And now we can lift up on the assembly and release it. There's these 2 hooks and these key slots that it sits into. So these 3 screws right here are the machine thread screws that go through the metal hinge, and then the rest around the outer door here are bigger threads for going into plastic. All right, to get this hinge off of out of the door here, we're going to remove or separate the 2 panels of the door, the inner and the outer. There's just going to be some more torque screws all the way around. To do that, and now we should be able just to pry the inner from the outer like that. Now on the other side here we have our handle, and there is 2 screws that go through and hold this handle onto the inner and goes through the inner and the outer shell. So to take this off completely, we would need to remove those 2 screws, but we can pry it off enough here to get our hinge out and back in again. All right, we're gonna have to transfer over this trim piece from the old hinge to the new one. It's a little tab you gotta push in on to get that off of there. Go ahead and snap that on the new one, like that. We'll go ahead and put our new hinge inside the door. Just kind of line up the screw holes, and then we'll snap the 2 outer pieces of the door back together. And now we can reinstall our screws. All right, so we're going to set our door assembly on the washer here and reinstall our 3 screws. All right, so now you can see there's no play in the door. It's nice and solid. It doesn't drag when you close it, and it goes right into the latch there. The strike goes right into the latch, and the door switch is engaged with a notch on the door. All right, now we can put our hinge trim piece back on. Couple tabs on there, they all snap in place. And that will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.